boys and girls.
Good morning. Good morning.
All right, I need you all to open up your notebooks and get started on the do now. List some goals you have. Okay, just personal goals. It can be anything. Anything at all you want, okay? I put some hints here for you. You can put a goal that you have for this year. You could have a goal that you have for middle school. You know, you got 3 years in middle school, so you might have a lot of goals. What goals you might have for high school? It might be what high school you want to go to. That could be one of your goals. Do you want to go to Benjamin Banneker? Do you want to go to McKinley Tech? All right, that could be a goal. What goals do you have for life? You know, what do you want to be when you grow up? Where do you want to live? Where do you want to travel? Okay, I want you to list at least 4. You can list more than 4, but I want at least 4. All right, good, Benny. Thank you. When you're finished, just put your pencil down so I know you're finished. Take your time. All right, I see most people are finished. All right, can I have a volunteer who can tell me one of the goals that they have? All right, Christine, what's a goal that you have?
I am going to eat something that I grow in the garden.
All right, eat home. Oh, you have a garden?
I do.
That's nice. What are some of the things you have in your garden?
Tomatoes and basil and chives. Small.
Very good. All right, who can tell me another goal that they have? All right, Brittany?
I want to go to H.D. Woodson like my big brother.
H.D. Woodson. That's a good school. And what are some other goals? What's a goal that you have for life?
For life, I want to be an actress.
An actress.
Yeah.
What's a goal that you have for this year?
I want to go to the White House and interview Michelle Obama.
Michelle Obama. She has a garden.
Yeah.
She does have a garden. I just read that book.
Oh, I haven't read that book. What's that book called?
Oh gosh.
How
the
to
people.
marry the president.
No, it's like the People's Garden or Homegrown, White House Homegrown or something like that. But it's about community gardens at the White House and all over, and how they especially interact with like kids in the garden.
Very interesting. Maybe we can read that book in class.
That's a
So,
good book to read.
Brittany, first, you want to interview Michelle Obama.
Yes.
Then you want to go to H.D. Woodson,
Yes, like my big brother.
like your big brother. Finally, you would like to be an actress.
Of course.
Of course you do. So, I use some words here. First, then, finally. What do these words have in common? What do you think about these words? Gina?
Kind of tells time.
Tells time. Very, very good. It telling us what happened, when it happened. So first, does she want to go to H.G. Woodson?
No.
No. First, she wants to go interview Michelle Obama. Does she want to become an actress before she wants to go to H.G. Woodson, or after? After. Good. So we know exactly the time frame for her goals. So these are called transition words. Transition words and phrases. That's what we're going to be talking about today. All right, let me call on somebody. Benny, can you read the objectives for today?
Define chronological and transition.
Very good.
List some transitional words and phrases. Explain the purpose of transitional words and phrases. Write sentences using transitional words and phrases.
Very, very good. All right, and let's see, Barbara, can you read our Common Core standards that we're focusing on? They're right here.
What I say, writing it, informing to explainatory case examination topic, and what is
Convey, I'm sorry, my handwriting is bad today.
idea, possess, and inform.
Information, yeah. All right, so that's what our big picture, remember we're focusing on writing an essay. So we talked about, what is the things that we talked about so far with writing an essay? Who can remember what is an introductory paragraph in a thesis statement?
Says what you're gonna say and your main idea.
Perfect. Our introductory paragraph, is it the last paragraph?
No.
The first paragraph. Good. So it's the first paragraph, and like Christine says, it's setting up the tone, what we're going to be talking about in the paper. So if our paper is about cookies, would our thesis statement talk about bananas?
No.
No.
Unless you're making banana cookies.
Not unless you're making banana cookies. Very good. So I kind of tricked you there. All right. We also talked about graphic organizers. Look in your notebook, look back through your notebook, and let me see if there's, who can tell me one of the graphic organizers that we talked about in class? Oh, Regina, thank you.
A web organizer.
A web organizer. Can you come up here and draw a picture for us of a web organizer? Perfect. Don't sit down yet. All right. So going with our cookie essay, what would we put in the center?
Cookies.
Cookies. Thank you. And the out ones, those are details about the cookies. So what is one thing we might write about in if we're talking about cookies? Ingredients. Okay. Something might be ingredients. What's something else?
Tools you would need.
Okay. Maybe you talk about the tools. Like you need an oven. Might need a, bless you.
Instructions.
Instructions. Instructions. What's something else?
Taste.
Taste. Could talk about different kinds of cookies. Chocolate chip, sugar, banana. Okay, very good. All right, so this is a web. So if you don't have that in your notebook, please put that in your notebook, okay? This is part of the pre-writing process. We talked about this last week. A web and other graphic organizers, they are what help us to organize our thoughts before writing. So instead of while you're writing, you don't want to just go off on a tangent and start talking about cars when you're supposed to be talking about cookies. So this helps to focus you. One paragraph could be about this, another paragraph about this, another about this, and another about this. All right. And there's one other graphic organizer in your notebooks. Who was there that day that we talked about the hamburger web? The hamburger graphic organizer.
Me. I was there.
Can you come up here and
I
go
said
for
that,
us,
my
the
dad, yes,
hamburger giant?
All right.
So whichever helps you to focus your thoughts before writing. So if the web helps you to focus, do the web. If doing the hamburger helps you to focus, do the hamburger. If it's something else, then you can do that as well. It's just to help you focus and organize your thoughts before writing.
You want me to write the words on it too? Or just the picture?
Yes, so you can write the words.
Okay.
So that our friends who were absent last week on the day we talked about this, they can have that. What part of the writing process is this?
Pre-writing. Right?
Pre-writing,
No?
very good, the pre-writing process. This is before we're writing. So we're just getting our ideas together. Oh, I like your sesame
Thank you.
seeds. Nice detail.
And that's exactly what the body of the hamburger is about.
Perfect, Christine, thank you. All right, so this is what your introduction and your thesis. So you can write down words, ideas to help you focus on what you want your thesis to be about. So cookies, the body, taste, instructions, ingredients, tools, a favorite memory of anecdotes about cooking, the first time you had a cookie. Cookies can go together well with milk, hot chocolate, and then your conclusion. All right, so today we're getting closer to talking about the body. We're getting more closer to writing. So we're talking about transition words, okay? So I want to write down some definitions for you. I just want you to write them down in your notebook, then we're going to talk about it a little bit more. All right, keep these with your other words that we talked about. Introduction, thesis, because we're going to have a quiz on all the words related to the writing process.
When's the quiz gonna be?
The quiz is going to be in a couple weeks. We're going to go through the whole writing process before you have it. Good question. It won't be a pop quiz. I don't like pop quizzes. Y'all know that. Chronological. These are order of events by time, okay? So by time. So first, second, then. And transition, words and phrases used to connect ideas in sentences. So let me ask you guys, if I said, I went to the park, I went to the zoo, I ate ice cream, I went home. Or I said, first, I went to the zoo. Then I went to the park. Afterwards, I ate ice cream. Finally, I went home. Which of those sounds better to you? The first one or the second one?
The second one.
Why?
Tells you in what order you did the things.
Okay, it tells you what order.
Kind of flows.
Has a flow to it.
I can imagine what you're really doing.
So you can imagine what we're really doing. All right, very good. So that's what we're focusing on today, is building these transitions. So you don't have such disjointed sentences, you can have a flow of sentences, so we can see clearly what you're doing. Alright, I need a volunteer to help me. Thank you, Ben. I'm just gonna tape this, if you can get some tape for me. I'm gonna tape this to the wall.
Can I just hold that on the wall?
No.
Okay.
Thank you, Ben. One more. Alright, we have traffic light transition. Okay, thank you. Go sit down. Green, yellow, red. Green is first, yellow is second, red is last. You don't have to write this down. I'm going to keep this up. Okay? So, to begin, initially, at first, to start, first, before, at the beginning. First of all, what do these all have in common? What do these transitions have in common? Yeah, they're first. So the
Something's
first
getting ready to
thing,
start, yeah.
they're the start, okay? So they're go.
Like once upon a time.
Once upon a time. Very good. All right. On Sunday. Christine, can you read the yellows?
Next, then, later, after that, also, afterwards, in addition, secondly, furthermore, furthermore.
Very good. So these, would these come before this? No. All right, very good. All right, Gina, can you read the last ones, the red ones?
Finally, in conclusion, lastly, all in all, to sum up at the end.
Very good. Have you heard these before, these words?
Yes.
Yes. Where have you seen them?
In a book.
In reports, like if you do a speech.
Very good. Very good. All right. I want you to pair up with the person next to you. We are going to practice. So we have defined chronological and transition. We have listed some of the words and phrases. Oh, before I do that, let me explain that. Well, Regina talked about the purpose and Betty mentioned it. It's about the flow, helps us to connect the ideas, and it helps us to determine the time frame, okay? So now we're going to practice writing some transitional words and phrases. So I want you to pair up. When you have your partner, please raise your hand. All right, this, we're partners. This act,
They want to switch to you.
you have 5 seconds to switch.
We're good.
All right.
No, we're not switching.
These are different scenarios. I want you and your partner, only one person needs to write, okay? So choose your designated writer. And you're going to write a paragraph using the transition, traffic light transition words, okay, for your scenario. Right. Who's writing?
I'm ready.
Oh, right. Do you want to choose, since you're doing all the writing?
Oh, okay.
She's the writer.
No, she's the writer.
Oh, you want to choose?
Because I'm speaking.
Okay.
All right, you guys. A lot of these are simple, okay? So take the next couple of minutes to write out a paragraph. It could be 1 paragraph, 2 paragraphs. But I want you to use traffic light transitions.
First of all, start on your phone.
I began on Thursday. I began on recess.
Who has the recess?
I want to
Put some.
okay, make sure you're working together. The writer shouldn't be doing all the work.
Press the text button.
Okay.
Excuse me.
That makes sense? Well,
Do you
okay.
know how she said it?
That is how I send a text. How do you send a text?
Then,
Text what you want to say.
then.
Well, I have to turn it into the text first. Yeah, the message, the picture, that looks like the conversation. Okay. After that,
After that,
Finally.
pick a friend to talk to, text, pick a friend to text.
I can speak. You want some more?
Where you use that Can we use the same, transition word more than once?
You can use the same words more than once, but try to extend your vocabulary by adding on your ones that you haven't done before.
We have to use those?
You do not have to use those.
Okay.
If you know of other transition words, bring them to the class, okay? You can teach us something new. This is just to get you started. If you know another transition word, then that's perfect.
At that point?
Y'all finished?
Yes. I like that. At that point, text your message. Finally. What does it say on your phone? Does it say send?
Double check for spelling, okay? And punctuation.
Send. Press send. Finally, press send. In conclusion, you have sent a text message. Congratulations.
Take the next couple minutes to finish up.
It's sent. More words.
When you think.
Period.
I was like, that doesn't make any sense.
That.
She said she's
Choosing friends.
at that point, text message.
Maybe enter text message or type text message?
It's just saying happy birthday to you.
That's
To us. And then that's the time you people put
I like that Benny is still talking about his. You can look back through your notes, make sure you compare notes. Got about one more minute.
Two, three. Are you sure?
No. Sixth grade. But did you try to teach your mother? Have you tried to teach your mother how to text and then regretted it? Because I did. I now get text messages from my mom. It's too late. She don't even text me all that.
All right, thank you. All right, so I'm going to ask for volunteers first to read their nice paragraph. All right, Brittany, I saw your hand first.
Okay, so,
First, can you tell us what your topic is?
of course, write about how to make a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. Yum, right? Okay, to start, we gather the ingredients, the bread, peanut butter, and jelly, and a knife. Secondly, we spread the peanut butter and jelly on both slices of bread. Then, we smush the bread together. Lastly, we take a big bite and enjoy.
Very nice. All right, great job.
Thank you.
All right,
You
next.
want to go next?
Right.
You want to read this thing? You can read. You wrote it, so it's your handwriting.
You read this.
All right. Our topic was write about how to send a text message.
Okay, we say, first of all, turn on your phone. Then you press the text button. After that, choose a friend to text. At that point, type your text message. Finally, press send. In conclusion, your text message has been sent. Send an emoji smile.
Very good instruction. Do you think your mom and dad would be able to follow that?
I taught my mama, and I wish I hadn't. She texts me too much.
Sometimes that happens. All right, who's next?
Write about how to wash your hands.
Very important. You all should be washing your hands.
First, I turn on the water, the tap. Then I put some soap. After that, I rinse and then close the faucet. Finally, I dry my hands.
Wonderful. I'm glad you remembered to turn off the water. That's very good, Benny. Last but not least.
Write about how you get home from school. Okay. First, I walk down West Tennessee Street for about 3 blocks. Then I turn left onto White Drive. I walk another block, and finally I arrive at my house at 223 Cruising Lane.
All right, so you guys seem to be able to get the handle on it, so you should be ready for your independent practice, which is for homework. So I'm gonna write your homework on the board. I want you to, no odds. I'm gonna write it on the board, write it in your notebook. I'm gonna come around and make sure you wrote it in your notebook.
H-W-E-Y.
Homework.
Homework.
Home.
Oh. Can it be Wednesday?
Oh, not on Tuesday.
You were thinking it.
You should be happy it's not due Monday.
Okay, I didn't ask, I take it back.
Okay, we'll take Tuesday. Let's quit.
Can we type it?
Sure, if you'd like to type it, you can type it. So you're gonna write 2 short pieces, okay? First, write about your typical day, okay? And for both of these, you are using transition words, okay? So what's your typical day? What time do you get up in the morning? What do you do before school? What do you do at school? What do you do after school? Then write about your perfect day. If you had the perfect day, what would happen?
I would have no homework.
So you would have no homework.
Because I did it early and turned it in for extra credit.
I'm coming around to see that you did it, wrote it in your notebook, so that I know that you know what it is that you're doing and when it is due. All right, very good. All right, gather your things, close your notebook, and get ready for the bell to ring.
Do you want these topics back?
Oh, you try to go to the teacher.
I have some making up to do.